If you want to upgrade your 2018 and newer 4-door JL's interior the easy way, the Kustom Interior Premium Artificial Seat Covers are going to be for you. These covers feature eye-catching good looks, premium materials, seamless integration, and a simple installation for a pretty darn good price. Just a note on fitment here before we dive in too deep, this is a full front and rear seat cover kit that is designed to fit 2018 and newer 4-door JL Wranglers equipped with manually adjustable seats. As much as we all want our Jeeps to look good on the outside, when you're driving it, you're not seeing as much of the exterior, which is why I'm personally such a stickler for the interior space of my vehicles. It's where you spend your time, and if you don't like it, that's a problem. Especially because once you take the top off of your Wrangler, the whole world can easily see the entirety of your interior. Enter these seat covers from Kustom Interior. And these are not your father's seat covers or a set you'd get off the rack at an auto parts store. These are perfectly tailored to fit your JL's front and rear seats, and they look like they could have come that way from the factory. These do actually include provisions for your side impact airbags, so they will integrate perfectly with no loss of function. And they also will accommodate seat heaters if your Jeep came so equipped from the factory. But the real benefit here are the updated looks and materials. These are made using an artificial leather, which is going to protect your seats from damage, but it also wears better than traditional leather without the complicated upkeep. These in particular are a black colorway, so they're slick and classy, and you get some contrast stitching down the edges and in the centers here. You get almost a quilted-like pattern. And the center sections are perforated for just that little extra something. Now, especially if your JL has the plain black cloth from the factory, these are going to be a really welcome upgrade when you open the doors or when you drop the top. Plus, they'll keep your seats protected from all the elements if you do run your Jeep with the roof off. The material itself is a premium artificial leather, just like the name says. And while it looks and feels very similar to real leather, this is a harder wearing material that provides better resistance to damage. The covers are again designed to be an exact fit as well, so they look just like a factory cover. These are also designed with those breakaway seams for the airbags, so in the event of an accident, they're not going to impede that side impact airbag function. And despite the fact that I only have a few pieces up here on the table, it's purely for space. This is a full kit. These are going to cover the backs and bottoms of your front and rear seats entirely. You've got covers for the headrest. You've even got a cover for the armrest in the center too. So this is a very complete kit and will cover all of those surfaces in your Jeep. And the covers feature a simple slide-on installation. We'll talk more about that in a moment though. Pricing comes in at about $500, which does put them toward the top end of the category. However, these are a great way to get that custom interior look without having to pay what would likely be a much higher price for a full-on custom interior, paying the premium, or taking the time to swap out your entire Jeep or its interior too. So for what you're getting for your money, I think this is a pretty darn good value. Installation comes in at a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around an hour or so to complete, maybe a little more if you really take your time. Like we discussed earlier, these are designed to slip right over your factory seat covers, so you don't have to disassemble anything. And since they're a pretty tight fit, they can take a little doing to get in, but nothing is too complicated. And once you've got them in, they're just going to attach with these clips and straps down underneath. Pretty simple stuff. With that though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process step by step.
What's up guys? Today we're installing seat covers in our Wrangler, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off in the back seat on the seat bottom. We've got our piece that has our passenger side bottom seat and the middle. So I'm going to have to end up folding this down to create a bigger gap in here so that I can pass through all of these straps. These clips are just going to slide in. You're going to rotate it so it's going to sit against the back of the seat and hold pressure. And then you've got the other side of the buckles over here that we're going to be running underneath the seat to connect up. So I'm just going to start off by shoving these through that crack. So I'm just reaching underneath to grab my straps. I'm pulling them out on the other side of the seat. And then I'm just going to find the buckle that it lines up with, clip that in. And we're going to come over to the side. I've got these 2 hooks, so I'm going to tuck this down in between the seat, and then we can hook it on to the piece of metal that's right underneath. And I'm going to fold this down a little bit to get this buckle through. Pull that seatbelt buckle up, reach underneath, grab my strap, and connect it to the buckle up front.
So now we're gonna work on our seat back. So I'm gonna come to the middle and pop our headrest out for the time being. Now I've got the driver's side single seat folded down to make this easier. We need to pull out our seat belt and slide this behind. And then we'll undo that Velcro and put our seat belt through there. That's where that's gonna be passing through. I'm gonna tilt down my headrest since this one isn't removable. Slide this back through. There's Velcro. And there's gonna be a Velcro-like material on the back of the seat. So we're just gonna stick that down. Tuck that one back behind here. And then the same with the side. Now on the bottom, this time we don't have the straps, but we have these clips again. So once again, just slide them under and rotate it so that it's flat against this crack. Now over on the other side, we have more Velcro straps that are gonna wrap around the side of the seat. So you've got 3 of those. Wrap that side around and stick down your Velcro. Get my last clip in over here. Then we're gonna come over to the other side and we've got those Velcro strips again. Wrap it around the side of the seat and then pull tight on your straps. Stick those down. And then you can pop this headrest back in. Now you can repeat that pretty much exact same process on your other rear seat. You're just not gonna have this middle part here. Now with our seat covers installed, we can install our headrest covers. Now the one for the center has these 2 straps, so you're gonna go around it like that and engage your straps. And then our 2 outside ones, these are just gonna slip right over. And then you've got a Velcro strap that's gonna go underneath. I'm gonna tilt down my headrest to make it a little bit easier. Connect the Velcro, and then we'll do that same thing for our other one. And then tilt it down to connect your Velcro. Now moving on to the front, I'm going to start with my passenger seat bottom. Now for the crack here, we've got these 3 clips just like in the rear. We've got 1 buckle that's going to go across underneath and connect to each other. And then up front we've got 2 clips, so we just have to find something metal underneath the seat to clip them to. I'm gonna flip this over and get it into place. I'm gonna start with these 3 clips. Now I'm gonna grab my front clips, and there's a metal bar kind of right in the center underneath the seat that I'm clipping these to. And then I'm gonna get my side strap and run that underneath. I need to find that same strap that's coming from the other side. And now that I've got my strap underneath, I'm gonna pull my strap from the other side and connect my buckle. And then we can move on to our seat back. So now we're ready to put our seat back on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pop off our headrest. So just press in on the 2 buttons. I'm gonna have to tilt this forward a little bit to clear. And then we have our seat back.
we've got a zipper over here that you're gonna wanna undo to make it easier to slide on. At the back, we've got 2 more of our clips, so we're gonna find something metal underneath the seat to clip them into. And on the front, we've got some more of these clips that we're gonna slide in the crack between the bottom and the back. So now we're gonna slide this on. And then on these 2 circles for the headrest, we're gonna pull those to stretch it around the plastic clip. Now with that in place, I'll just pop my headrest back in since we're done with that part. And then I'm gonna work on my 3 clips in the crack down here. And then we've just got our 2 clips on the back that we need to find a spot for. Now I'm gonna come to the back, I'm gonna zip up my zipper on the side. And then I've got my 2 clips. We're just gonna find a metal bar underneath the seat. I've got one towards the left side of the seat in the middle. So I'm gonna clip both of those to that, and then we'll get our headrest cover. And now just like on the rear, we've got our cover that's just gonna slide over, and we've got some Velcro at the bottom to run underneath of it. The white stitching side you want facing the front. Connect your Velcro, pop that down, and then you can repeat that whole process for the driver's seat. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Kustom interior premium artificial leather front and rear seat covers in all black for your 2018 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL 4-door without power seats. Thank you for watching, and for all things Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.